What up, gang? I see you guys. What's up, Nate? Let's get this thing popping tonight, man. Let's see how many people we can get in here. Let's see how many likes we can get. Hey, what's up? What's up, Emily? Um, I'm just about to tweet out this link. We're gonna get started here in a second, but I'm also gonna do a quick recap, kind of catch you guys up on where we finished off at. Like I'm not even gonna hold y'all long tonight. I want to get straight to the drama tonight. No fluff, no kind of filler stories. We're gonna get straight to the drama tonight. So if it's just me and Nate in here and Emily, that's all we're gonna get there. Um Give me a second. All right, so let's get this thing rolling. Um I want to start with the recap. Everybody that joins us can kind of fill themselves in on the recap. But if you guys remember, I gotta get my book up because I don't want to mess up no names tonight. I messed up enough names in this thing. I've been a little bit under the weather since Thursday. Luckily today I got like much better. I was able to finally record my video for this morning, and I feel better. So that came right on time. My sister is in here, so all right. um, so where we left off the last time was straight where I was speaking about the relationship between Jake and Amber. Jeez Louise. Jake and Heather. My sister, I looked at the wrong list. I looked at the wrong name. And I know the people that's in here like, oh geez. All right. Anywho, I was looking at the. It's nothing I can do but cut this off and delete it. uh, but the relationship between Jake and Heather, and what happened is a lot of people were starting to assume that they had some type of thing going on, and then Jake got a brand new agent in his car, Peter. He basically abandoned Peter, and Chris told Heather to 100% put Peter in her car tomorrow. Peter is to stay in your car tomorrow at all times. Hopefully, nobody heard that, Emily. Nobody was listening to me at all when I said that. But put, and nobody ever watches replays. Okay, so put uh, put Peter in your car tomorrow. No excuses. He should be in your car at all times, etc., etc. I wonder if. Sorry, I'm gonna check my live stream because I don't know if all of my um, things are coming through. Okay, so all right, so Heather now has Peter in her car, and Heather and Peter are going out working, same old, half days. Sometimes she works full days. Well, no, that's a lie. Never did she work full days. She was always working half days. But her and Peter were together, um, 24/7. They were never apart. Even if she had to train three other people, she would just have four people in her car. And he basically became her personal assistant for several months. And everybody thought like, man, is he ever gonna get out the car and do the job himself? Is he ever gonna do this, do that? And I was always telling people it doesn't bother me. I mean, he's just an agent, he's not a supervisor or anything like that. So he can ride with her as long as he wants to. And people started questioning their relationship and whether or not it was more than just co-workers being together or and boss and employee type of thing. Did they have a bigger relationship than that? And I always said no. um Walter questioned it early on, David questioned it early on, and matter of fact, let's speak about that. So as I told you guys on the side story, if you was here at the very end, Emily and David ended up dating each other, and then they moved away. They totally left the office and they moved back to Arkansas. So, well, David moved back to Arkansas. Emily's from Phoenix, so she moved to Arkansas with him. And the reason why I'm saying that is because they missed the majority of this chunk of this story. So they kind of like exit stage left on this story at this point. But I do think they met Peter early on and they didn't have a problem with him. So Walter started questioning their relationship, and several other people in the office would ask me about their relationship. And I was always telling them that no, this is not no kind of weird relationship. I just think she using him. He's her secretary. He holds the door open for her. He writes down all of her notes. He's her yes boy. Like he literally just does whatever she says. If you want to cut that fan off, you can. It's the other one. He literally does whatever she says. Um, no debating. If she say run to the store, like literally run, not get in the car, like run to the store and get me some water. He will go run to the store and get her some water. Like no questions asked. And so he did what she said. He was obedient, and people enjoyed that. People thought that that was really. I mean, she enjoyed that, and she thought that was the perfect relationship. So he was always in the car with her every single day. After months of this happening, hey Kim, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So after months of this happening with Peter and Heather being together in the car every single day, um, people started to speculate things. And like I said, I defended both of them. And because I thought he has a girlfriend, she's married, I don't necessarily see neither one of them doing anything like that. So I totally dismissed it, threw it to the side. But once there's a few different chain of events that started to occur. And the first thing I could really remember, hold on. Am I buffering on y'all end or is it clear? I think probably it was over here. Sorry, I can't text messages. Yeah. Oops. So the I'm really trying to remember the first thing that occurred that a little bit of buffer, but most of the clear. Okay. Hey, will you do me a favor? Will you undo the Wi-Fi to that computer? You know what I'm talking about? Just disconnect it. No, up, like go on the desktop. Thank you. Log in, and then at the bottom right-hand corner where it says connection, don't do that part because that might cut off mine. So I want to make sure y'all are clear. Give me a second. Just wait on the door. All right. So the where was I at? Okay. So tension started to build in our office. Like, yeah, just cut that off. Yeah, because it's telling me my connection is unstable. Uh-oh. All right. Can you guys, is it much better now? I'm about to take my phone. Any feedback in there? Is it still buffering? Hook your phone.
It's never.
All right.
Wi-Fi's trash.
It is terrible. Okay. Alrighty then. So here's what happens. We are sweet. So here's what happened. We had a couple come to the office. They started working with us, and they were with Heather all the time. Now it's Heather, this couple, and Peter. Heather, Peter, and this couple are together all the time. And this goes on for like a month, I want to say. They're together all the time. Mind you, she's had other agents in the car with her, females, males. She's having other agents in the car with her and Peter at all times. But inside the office, things are practically the same. Like she's still running amok, but she's leaving me alone. That's funny. And so these couples, they're together, and it's just a weird thing, right? And one day, the couple, um, one day this couple decides that it's time for them to leave. They're done. They're done with this agency. They're done with the foolishness. They're done with Heather and her biasness towards Peter and et cetera, et cetera. And at this point, Jake is still around, but she basically discarded him and threw him away. So um it was very interesting because now the rumblings of like her and Peter cheating is like real heavy. People are like, okay, this is a thing now. And I'm like, maybe I was wrong. And I started trying to look into it. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but there was, I can't remember the chronological events, but one, this is a crazy time. And Walter would remember this. There was a situation where in the group me chat, nothing ever was said in the group me on the weekends. We all are home with our families, we're good, whatever. One Saturday morning, Chris and Peter are like in the group me going back and forth in the group me for hours. And it wasn't like Chris is Heather's husband, if you remember, and Peter is Heather's alleged what do you call that? Alleged, side piece, right? So they like just get into this thing, this like ego competition in GroupMe, where Peter posted something, he like shaved off his beard, but it left his mustache, and Chris was like, "Oh, you look like a pedophile," and then he responded and was like, well, what about this? And like posted some other pictures, and they just started going back and forth, and it was like, it was just a weird thing. They weren't arguing. They weren't like doing anything. It was just a weird interaction. And everybody was texting me like, bro, this is strange. And I was like, do you think that Chris knows about this affair now? Because at this point, it's basically like cemented in most people's minds that there's an affair occurring. And so, like, do you think Chris knows about this affair? And this, he don't even normally text in the group at all. Like literally maybe twice a week. And this particular day on a Saturday, he is going in like hour-long threads. And so I was like, this is so strange. And so few days before that, I'm gonna fast forward rewind. A few days before this, yeah, right. So a few days before this, everybody started to like believe that this was occurring. So I started doing the investigation. Walter started doing the investigation. We had another guy who was, like serious investigation. So once there was this weird thing that happened, I was in my office and Peter walks past my office and says, "See you, Jam. I'm out of here. Peace out, bro." He leaves. Literally 2 seconds behind him, Heather was like, "I'm done working for the night. I'm out of here. Peace."
Who left, Chris?
No. Peter leaves first.
Okay.
2 seconds later, Heather, not even staggered. She
they were just
literally 2 seconds left. Later, Heather walks right behind him.
Okay.
Then Chris is in his office. I'm in my office. So we both seen him leave like that, right?
Yeah.
Walter's in his office, and I can try to tell y'all, my office is dead smack in the middle. Chris's office is closer to the front door. Walter's office is further from the front door, and I'm in the middle of those two, and Heather's office on the other side of Walter's. So he walks past us, then she walks past us. And I text Walter, I'm like, "Bro, first of all, she never leaves this early. Where is she going? And second of all, what's the deal?" "Hey, Chris and Melissa, what's up? Is this Chris or Melissa? What's up,
I have
guys?"
a question.
"What's up?"
Well, that was the question, David. You remember when I came up to the office and Heather had just gotten business cards? Was that? She had just gotten business cards.
And she was proud of those.
She was so proud of the business cards. And I was like, and she was stuffing them in me and Donnie's face, and we were just like, okay.
Yeah, she was like, look at my business card. Yeah. She had her face on there.
Oh my gosh, she's like a Oompa Loompa. Dynasty Mortal. And we were like,
all right. So the next thing that happens is I text Walter and I'm like, "Bro, did you see that?" He was like, "Yeah, I definitely saw that." We let a couple. I'm on live stream.
He's doing live. Yeah.
So I let a couple.
Have you been keeping up with the story, though?
No, of course not. Thank you, Chris and Melissa. So I let a couple of minutes go by, and I went outside. And I saw that Heather's car was gone. And I was like, "Oh, she left." But Peter's truck is there. And I was like, so if he left, where he leave at? It's 7:00 at night. Hey, Deanna, I'm trying to stop saying everybody's name. That's funny, Nate. Yeah, right. So I'm like, if I let text Walter, I was like, so Heather's car is gone, but Peter's truck is here. I was like, so how did he leave and she leave? But I like, what's going on here, right?
Watson and
Nah, it's not even that deep. So we sit there for a long time, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure out what's going on. We stay for until about 9:00. They never come back. And I'm like, at some point, she has to drop him off at his truck.
Yeah.
So I leave. Walter lives close by. So Walter leaves, go home, come back, and literally just sit there and wait. He sit there and wait. And he saw them pull up, him hop out of her car, and him go to his truck, and it was probably 10, 11 o'clock or something like that. And he said, I ain't got nothing else to do, so I just waited out there. And then it was like, she drove past because they couldn't see him. She drove past and saw Walter staring at her. And she looked at him like, and she kept going. And they never spoke about it. They never said a word. And so the next thing is at that point, Walter had in his head there's an affair going on. Walter had in his head that there was an affair going on. I was like, I'm not sure, but we definitely, yeah, he did. So I'm like, I'm going to check this out. So I started texting people, and I've never revealed my source, and I'm not going to here, but I started texting people that rode with Heather that I had a pretty good friendship with. So I was like, hey, do you think that there's any reason to believe that Heather and Peter are having some kind of affair? Like, do you think that that's a possibility? And this person texts me back, it is a fact, 100% fact. And I was like, wait a minute, how do you know that? And it was like, she told me out of her mouth, she told me verbatim that they have had sex multiple times. And I was like, when? How did this happen? So I started asking all kind of questions. And she was like, verbatim, she was like, she has done it multiple times during the workday. Matter of fact, on many occasions, she would drop me and whoever else was with me off. They would go do their thing for an hour or 2 hours and then come back and pick us up. So it wasn't even like a well-kept secret. It's just like the important people, the higher ups in management were only speculating, but her agents knew for a fact. So she was telling at least 4 to 5 people she told, right? She told at least 4 to 5 people. So fast forward back to the Monday after the group meet chat. No, this person actually told me they would do it in a cornfield. In the car, they would pull into this cornfield, drop them off somewhere, pull into this cornfield, and have sex in the car, and then go back and pick these agents up during the workday. Every single day they was doing this. So it's not even like a well-kept secret.
Y'all just didn't know.
It just wasn't hidden. Right. And I was so, just like I have been this entire story, completely naive, oblivious, and nondescript about everything. Like I didn't believe anything. But the minute that person texted me that, I 100% believed it. And so then, so yeah, I told y'all we was gonna get to the drama today, right? I promised the drama. It is going down. So
you told Walter.
So yeah, well, so I immediately text Walter. I text another guy, I text everybody. And I was like, it is legit. And they was like, who is telling you this? And Walter called me like, man, I want to know your source. I was like, I can't tell you, bro. He was like, he was so disappointed. He was like, Jam, you know me. I've never told anything, any kind of secrets we ever had. I've never told. I was like, dude, I can't tell you, but this person is very credible. Like they roll with them and they have no reason to lie. And at this point, that person was going out of the agency. I was like, they have no reason to lie, bro. And he was like, all right, if you say it's true, it's true. And I was like, it is. He was like, I cannot believe this. Hold on. Yeah. Deanna, that's funny. Cornfield. Peter? So I'm like, all right, here's what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, this is a legitimate thing. Now it's like, do I tell Chris? Like, he is my homeboy, but he also is my boss. But I don't want to start this drama. Like, what am I supposed to do with this information? So me, Walter, this other guy, I'm gonna call this other guy Trent. Me, Walter, and Trent, we are trying to we're the 3 agency directors alongside of her. So it's 4 agency directors, and we're trying to figure out how do we handle this situation, you know? And so I literally say, don't say anything. If like I'm telling y'all this information, I've told Trent and I told Walter, do not tell Chris anything. Just let it go. let it go. We just gonna wait it out and let this thing explode on its own. What do y'all think should have been done? Do y'all think, I want to see a few comments. Do y'all think that we should have told him immediately off of hearsay, or should we have let it play itself out? What do y'all think? And what do y'all think is going to happen? Let me sip my tea. No. No, okay. My sister said I did what was right. All right. Anybody else? In her personal opinion. Anybody else? What do y'all think?
Yeah. It's not your business.
Oh, that's a tough one. Nah, let it play itself out. Okay. So we had that conversation. We're going to let this thing play itself out.
Yeah,
now,
play it out.
Tell him later. I wouldn't hush. All right, so let it play itself out. Welcome, Dynasty. So I would have let it play itself out. No, I have that conversation with Chris. No way I'm having that conversation with Chris. Okay, so here's what happens. I'm gonna let y'all know straight up. Here's what happened. The very next, that was on a Thursday that I found out this information, and I told them. Then we got Friday coming up. Then that Saturday is when that big group me exchange between Peter and Chris happened. And that's why I'm like, that's why we was all looking at each other like, do he know what we know? Because this is crazy. It's like everybody in the group is like, is this what's going on? And
she's not trying to hide it.
Right. So we're all like, all right, what's the deal? What's going on? And here's the other strange thing. Heather is probably the most active, communicative person in the group. This day, she didn't post one message. And I was sitting here thinking, like, calling everybody. I'm like, bro, she has to be sitting on the couch right next to him. It's Saturday morning. They're at home together. And Chris is doing this, Peter's doing this, and she ain't said a word. Like, literally haven't said a word. It was from 8 o'clock in the morning to like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She didn't say anything. Come 6, 7 o'clock at night, she was like, oh, I took some pills. I've been out all day. I've been knocked out. You guys are crazy. Cut it out. And I was like, that's mad odd. Like, it's 5 hours after the ordeal, and here she comes back. Like, you guys are crazy. Cut it out. And I was like, okay, Monday should be quite interesting. So Monday comes, and the couple that rides with Heather and rides with Peter every single day says, we quit. They walk into Chris's office and say, we quit. But before we quit, we need to have a conversation with you. And we need to tell you why we're quitting. And so they take Chris out to lunch. And Chris says, what's going on? I need to know why y'all quitting. And they spill the beans. They say, Heather has been cheating on you. This is what she's been doing. This is how she's been doing it, et cetera, et cetera. She tells him everything. So he comes back with this information unbeknownst to all of us. We don't even know this. And so now he's like, what is going on? What's the deal? You know? And so I'm like, nobody, I didn't know they told him that. So then I cannot remember exactly what happens next, but what I can tell you is at some point I tell Walter, you have to tell Chris what you know. So he tells Chris what he knows. And Chris is like, okay, I've heard similar information. But Walter tells him, you need to talk to Jam because he got way more information than me. I'm not going to share with you what I know. All I'm going to share is this story about me being outside and catching them. It was like, but I think you should talk to Jam because he has way more information. So it was the next night I talked to him and I told him everything. I said, this person, I'm not really sure, but they told me all of these things. They told me that they were cheating and blah, 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 blah. And I actually like took the person's name out of it, but sent them the screenshots. And I was like, here's exactly what they're telling me. And he was just sitting there stunned, like, he went into investigative mode. He was like, I started to think some things were strange, and you know, this couple had told me this, they told me that. And he just, I want to say, he looked hurt, but he also looked like I gotta figure this thing out. I gotta figure out, is this true or not? Is my wife really cheating on me with a person that I hired and a person that I've literally given thousands of dollars? And so he started looking into it, and he like drilled me about who the person was. And I never would tell him. But what I did tell him is it was somebody that rode with her. So he literally texted every single person that rode with her and was like, did Heather ever tell you that she cheated on me with Peter? And then I started getting text messages, and like he texts everybody. And it was like, they was like, basically a lot of them, some of them said yes, some of them said I'm staying out of this. But turns out she told a lot of people. So this was on a Friday. He was like, it's over, I'm over it. That's the end. He confronts her, and it becomes this huge ordeal in their home. I don't know what occurred at their house. I just know they split up. She denied every bit of it. She said that this person is lying, Walter's lying, Jamal's lying, that couple's lying. She said that 17 people were lying on her, and that her and Peter are just friends. And then, so he was like, I don't care. He's not allowed back into this office ever again. I'm terminating his contract immediately. He was like, I'm terminating his contract. I'm terminating your contract. Oh, both of y'all fired. I'm firing everybody. And he was like, I'm over this. And I was like, hey, bro, I feel like you're making the right decision. She gotta go. Like, I ain't tell y'all none of the drama that was occurring beforehand, but I was like, internally in the office, but I was like, she gotta go, bro. She gotta go. Get her out of here. She cheating. She gotta go. I was acting like it was my wife. I was like, she gotta go. I was super, super pumping him up. And so he was like, I'm done. She can get all her stuff out of my house. Yeah, right. 17 people telling the same lie. So like, all these people in my house. I mean, he was like, he was like, she got to get all of her stuff out of my house, etc., etc. And so she didn't come home that weekend after it all happened, and he told her to get out. So Saturday night was the Deontay Wilder fight, not this Saturday, but Saturday night was Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, the first fight, if I'm not mistaken. So I used to always watch. I used to have like my own little parties at the office by myself. I would go over there and watch fights by myself. Sometimes my wife would come. I would watch football games at the office by myself. And so I invited all the fellas. And so they always like, yeah, we're going to do this. We can talk about it, et cetera, et cetera. So we have this long talk about it's over. The Heather reign in this office is over. He was like, I'm so sick of it. I'm so over it. We can move on with our life. This office is going to be just fine. The three of you guys are going to contribute. Y'all are going to kill it. We're going to take this thing to the next level. She's out of here. Monday, I'm terminating her contract. I'm terminating Peter's contract. And it is what it is. And I was like, bet. Like, and I told him in that meeting, I got your back, bro. Like, I'm on your side, 100%. I got your back. You my guy, and I'm rolling with you until the wheels fall off, bro. Like, loyalty to the end. You got it. Walter said the same thing. Trent said the same thing. And I said to him, I'm your boy, but I promise you, bro, I don't want nothing. Like, I was already sick of her. Like, I wanted her out of the office before this happened. So I was like, I don't want anything to do with her. And if she ever come back into this building, that's it, bro. I don't want to be around her. I don't want to be near her. Like, that's the end of the conversation, fam. And so we all had an understanding she's never coming back. So Monday comes. Hey, so Monday comes and he says, I spoke to the president of the company. I spoke to our previous agency owner, and they all told me to hold off. He explained the entire cheating scandal to him, and he said they all told me to hold off on terminating her contract. Terminate Peters, but hold off on hers. She's been with this company for 7 years, et cetera, et cetera. Hold off. She has a family, she has kids, she has renewals, she has all of this stuff. Do not terminate her. And he said, and I understood that. And so I did not terminate her. And I said, that's cool, man. I don't care. I honestly don't care, man. It is what it is. And then I left out a big part of the story. So Saturday night we have the meeting. I told you guys a long time ago this story has money, drugs, sex, violence, robbery, everything. And we've covered majority of it. Saturday night we finish up watching the fight. Watched it on the in the main office or whatever. Monday morning I pull up to work. Monday morning, I pull up to work a little bit later than I normally do. I got there. We're supposed to be at 8 o'clock. I usually get in about 7:45. I think I got there at 8 o'clock. And several other people in the office. And I get in there and I'm like, what in the world happened here? Heather came in Sunday night and took everything. She took TVs off the wall, plaques off the wall, awards. She took everything. And he has interviews the following day. And she took, the entire office was almost stripped bare. Her office, the last office in the corner, completely empty. Not one piece of furniture left in there, nothing but blue books. She took TVs off the wall. She took desks. She took decorations. She took pictures off the wall. She took checks off the wall. She took Febreze. She took toilet paper. She took coffee. She took everything. Are y'all hearing me? Everything. So what happened is, bro, she took everything. So I came into the office, I'm like, bruh. And Trent came to me and was like, dude, she took it all, bro. And Chris is like, F this. He was like, I'm going home. I'm about to go home because now he was like, he goes home. He was like, I'm going home because I bet you she's at the house now. I have jewelry. I have all kind of stuff. He was like, she wasn't able to come home this weekend because I was there. He was like, I have jewelry at home. I have guns at home. I have her wedding ring that I took back. He was like, I got all of that stuff at home and she's not getting it. So me and him, and I was like, bro, you can't go alone. What if Peter and her are there? And he was like, I can handle myself. I'm like, fam, I'm rolling. What I tell y'all? Loyalty. I said, I'm rolling, bro. If Peter's at the crib, I'm knocking him out. Straight up. I said, son, if we get there, he's at the crib, I'm knocking him straight out. No questions asked. I went straight black, bro. I was like, no questions asked. I even left my suit. I had a suit on. I left my suit jacket at home. I took my tie off. I was like, straight up, bro. If Peter's at the crib, I'm knocking him out. So we driving and he talking like, I can't believe she did this. He taking the back roads going 100 miles per hour. He was like, I can't believe it. We pull up to the crib. Skirt. He pulls into the house. No cars there. Nobody's there. I'm outside the house like a security guard waiting on the president to leave the bathroom. I was like, I dare one of them to come up. I dare them to pull up to the house. So he cleans out the entire house. He takes all his jewelry, all his money. He had thousands of dollars in cash. He took all his jewelry, all his money. He took all the guns out the house, and he was like, "We good. Whatever else is in here, she can take that. Whatever, you know what I'm saying." So he took out jewelry, money, all that stuff. We go back to the office. But before we go back to the office, he was like, I know where Peter lives, bro. And I want to see if that's where they staying. So we drive like a mad ways out of the way. We drive out of the way and we go to Peter's apartment. And at Peter's apartment, you can see her car, his truck right next to each other. Her car is full of stuff and his truck is full of office furniture. His truck is full of office furniture. So he gets back to the office, he calls the police, and the police talk to him. And I can't really remember what happened with that. And so then me, Trent, and Walter and Chris stay at the office until 12 o'clock at night, putting up new TVs, replacing pictures, replacing furniture, buying new decorations. We was there until like 12, 1 o'clock at night trying to get the office back into shape so we can have we got interviews tomorrow. We got 30, 40 people showing up for interviews tomorrow. So we clean out the office. I mean, we clean up the office, and I tell them that night too, this is what we here for, bro. We got your back. We on your side. You feel me? We gonna roll with you. So as the weeks unfold, he does terminate Peter's contract. She comes in and screams on him. Like, she going off on her. Matter of fact, so the next day, she showed up. He asked her to show up because he needed help. Like, we had so many, he tried this new program and we had way more than we can handle of like people showing up for interviews. Normally we get 30 people. We might have had like 60 or 70 people. We didn't have space for this amount of people. So she showed up the next day. She showed up on Tuesday and I was there by myself. It was me. Walter wasn't there yet. Trent wasn't there. It was me and my wife and Chris. We were all in there together. And we was like, what in the world? And I saw her and she had the nerve to talk to me like it was a normal thing. I was like, and in front of people, I straight went off on her in front of like interview. Well, I didn't go off on her, but I embarrassed her in front of interview people. She was like, Jamal, you're not gonna laugh at me. I was like, bro, get out my face, yo. And that's the kind of psychotic she was. She literally was trying to like, matter of fact, my wife wasn't even there at that time. We had a new office manager, but she literally tried to pretend like everything was cool. She was like, you're not gonna laugh and play around. Like, I looked at her like, no. And I walked away. And the interviewee was like, everything good? I was like, yeah, man. I don't think we hired nobody out of that group because I was not rocking with her at all. So then the next thing that happened is I'm a fast forward. So they're going through their legal situation. Chris typed up the divorce papers himself. Like in Arizona, it ain't gotta be no big court procedures. He just typed up a paper saying we're getting a divorce. Here's how we're splitting up things. She signed the paperwork. Divorce is settled. Now she's living with Peter, but her and Peter never been together. They not together. She still is saying they're not together, by the way. They live together, and she's still saying they're not together. I want to let y'all know that. So she's like, nah, we don't live. I mean, we live together, but we not together. We just friends. Peter's girlfriend is long out of the way. She found out months ago that he was cheating. And so, fast forward to a company convention. We are going to the Dominican Republic. We're going to the DR for a company trip. This couldn't even been no more than a month later. Chris has been wilding out, bro. Since the day he found out, he hit Tinder up. He's sleeping with this girl. He's sleeping with any girl he interviewed. He went and got new tattoos. Then he went and got a full sleeve tattoo. Like, he went from having like 4 or 5 tattoos to like an entire sleeve within like 2 weeks of getting a divorce. Like, he changed completely. So a lot of people in the company don't know that him and her are divorced. But you are allowed to bring one person to your trip. And we all assumed was going to try to bring Peter to the company trip to Dominican Republic. And Chris said, absolutely not. If she brings him, I'm blocking it. I'm sending a message to corporate. He better not be allowed to come. And guess what? And he said, if she does that, I'm going to terminate her contract. Guess what happened? She put in for Peter to go with her. Corporate said, no, we are not having that drama.
Not together. Just FYI.
Correct. Correct. FYI, they're not together. So Peter, so he says that he still didn't terminate her contract. And I'm like, bro, you gotta who knows what she's doing out there, blah, blah, blah. Feel like she's still making us money. I'm not gonna terminate her contract yet. And I was like, all right, fine, man. And so Peter she puts in for him to go be her guest at convention. And he said no. Home office said no. She called home office upset. They told her no. And if you keep doing this, you're gonna be excluded. And then she eventually decided not to come at all, which was hilarious because she was like a top 10. I thought this was the funniest thing in the world. She was number 8 in the company. As an agency director, she was number 8 in the company. And they gave us a brochure like this, and it had it had everybody's name, picture next to it. And she was number 8. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. They completely skipped her name and her picture, everything. They literally just X'd her out the book like she never existed. And I thought they would slide somebody down, like number 11 becomes number 10.
Did you use this time?
No.
We have color code.
I don't know. I did not. So
what's with you and towels? Because it was in your bathroom in the closet.
Okay.
Go buy.
So
Mom, get out.
Jesus Christ. So the next thing is she was basically completely taken out of the office situation. The what is it called? The pamphlet. And they didn't recognize her in no kind of way at convention. So good thing she didn't come. But here's the kicker. Most people don't even know.
Wait. She chose not to come.
Yeah.
So she had came.
Yeah. Oh, we thought, we was like, oh my God, could you imagine if she would have came thinking she was going to get recognized and get on stage and get a trophy and they took her name out the book? That would have been the funniest thing in the world. Like, and we wasn't even sure if she was there or not, but she ended up not showing up. So mind you, not a lot of people in the company know that this divorce has taking place. And Chris shows up with a 19-year-old girl who looked almost just like her. But she clearly is 19 years old. And people are like, who is this girl? Is that his daughter? Like, who is this girl? I'm like, bro, that's his date, man. Like, where is Heather?
He shows up to the Dominican?
Yeah. He brought this 19-year-old girl to the DR. So now we are here as the rest of the office trying to explain why Heather's not here and this 19-year-old girl is here. Without spilling the beans. We're like, hey, man, not our business. Don't ask us. But he started wilding out. Tattoos, sleeping with all kind of girls. He's sleeping with every chick that he tries to potentially hire. And I kept telling him, bro, you got to stop. This is dumb. This is stupid. Like, you think you're going to sleep with 2 girls, hire both of them, and no problems are going to occur? You're dumb. I'm like, this is not possible, bro. You're dumb. And so while we're at the Dominican Republic, it's only like 7 or 8 of us that left. So it's still another office of people back at the place. We are getting updates, constant updates. But before we go to DR, we leave for DR on a Thursday. And we're going from Thursday to Wednesday. Before we leave for DR on Tuesday, Chris has a conversation with Trent. because Trent is the most reasonable person between me and Walter. He's the most reasonable person, so he wants Trent to be on his side. He has a conversation with Trent, and that conversation essentially goes like, Heather is coming back into the office. We need her. We need her. We need her production. We need her, etc., etc. And I said to her, I mean, Trent comes out of that meeting with Chris and says, I cannot tell y'all what this meeting is about, but you're not going to like it. And I'm like, bruh, I already know what that means at this point, right? And so then Walter has a meeting with him on Wednesday. He tells Walter the same thing. Walter tells me, bro, you're not going to like this, but I can't tell you what happened. I'm not allowed to tell you what conversation because he want to talk to you himself, but you're not going to like what's going to happen. So he tried to go from like least stubborn to the most stubborn because he know me. I've already told him, I'm putting my foot down. If she comes back, I'm gone, period, point blank. So I'm just going to DR. I'm going to enjoy my time. I'm going to enjoy my life. We go deep sea fishing for the first time. That's another story time because I spent $300 to take a 5-hour nap. We'll talk about that another time. I've never been fishing before, but anywho.
Can you swim?
Yeah, I can swim. So I'm just going to enjoy my trip in the DR, period, point blank. I'm going to enjoy my trip at the DR. So we go to the DR, and I'm enjoying it. Walter and Trent keep making all these innuendos and saying like, man, you ain't gonna like this conversation. This is what's going on. This is not blah, blah, blah. But they wasn't telling me anything directly. Chris is acting mad friendly at the thing. He trying to pay for me to go on excursions. He trying to pay for me to do this. He trying to pay for me to do that. And I'm telling my wife, like, you know what he doing, right? And she's like, yeah, we can't take his money. We can't go on this $300 excursion because he's trying to buy his spotlight. I'll go on the excursion and still tell him I'm leaving. I'm like, he shouldn't offer me nothing. Like, no. But I just didn't want to do it. But I was like, I don't care. He kept offering me mad stuff like every day. Hey, you want to go do this? No, I want to chill. Hey, you want to do this? I'll pay for it. Hey, we're going to take a beach trip out here. You want to? No, bro, I'm good. Right. So, like, man, that excursion was very fun. We got to drive T-Rexes and blah. Like, no, I'm good. So he goes and says, to me that he didn't say anything to me at the meeting. So while we're at the meeting, people started texting me, hey, she came back. Hey, she moved in. Why the F is Heather Stuff here? Why is she here? Why is she telling us what to do? She's been gone for like a month and a half, 2 months at this time. They're like, what is going on? And I was like, I don't know. But if she's back, I'm gone. And they was like, man, blah, 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 blah. So we come back from the DR, and he was like, man, I wanted to have this conversation with you before we left, but I got busy and I wasn't able to tell you this, but Heather's moving back in. We need her production. We need et cetera, et cetera. And I said, Chris, do you remember the conversation we had when we went out to lunch or that night when we had the boys' night out? I told you I got your back, bro. 100%. No doubt. I'm loyal. But if she comes back, I'm done. Straight up, I'm done. I don't want to be near her. I don't want to be a part of her. I don't want any of this toxicity or negativity in my life. I'm done. And he said, man, we ain't getting back together or anything like that, but she's got to come back to the office. And I said, bro, I respect that. I respect that. I respect your decision. I think it's a wrong decision, and I think you're going to pay for it, but I respect your decision. I'm leaving. And he doesn't know, but like I had already talked to the agency director in Dallas. I had already talked to the agency owner of the Dallas office, which was our previously agency owner. I told them, hey man, I think this might be happening. And if this happens, I'm leaving. Can I come to y'all? Do I have a home with y'all? And they said, absolutely. If you want to leave because of that drama, I don't blame you. You can come back and take whatever position you want. You can get your own agency if you want it. If you want your own region, if you want to be a regional director, you want to be an agency director in this city, this state, like they offer me any state that I wanted to go to. Like you can go to Louisiana, you can go to Dallas, you can go to Fort Smith, you can go to Arkansas, you can go wherever you want and do whatever you want. And I told them, man, I just want to go to Dallas, man. I've been wanting to go to Dallas. That's what I want to do. So I told Chris in that meeting, I'm gone, bro. I'm going to Dallas. And he was like, well, when are you leaving? I said, next week. Like, I'm out, bro. We had this conversation. I told you prior, if she comes back, I'm leaving. So I'm not quite sure when I'm leaving, but I've already talked to this person. I already talked to that person. We out, bro. We out. So after that, after I decided to leave, I think I ended up being there for like another month because I had to sell all my furniture and stuff and I had to move, et cetera, et cetera. But I wasn't in the office. I left the office. But during that time, a lot of stuff started coming out about Heather. A lot of things started being revealed from previous locations and all this other stuff. She was basically like, not even get into all that. She was basically like the worst individual at every single spot she was in. There were rumors, I'm gonna just say rumors. There were rumors that certain businesses that she did business with in Arkansas, once she left, they were never allowed to go back into that business again because she was offering sexual favors for policies. She was doing things that that HR lady wasn't appreciating. She was telling these guys this.
I didn't have HR.
Yeah, right. She was telling these people certain things. She was making promises that she couldn't keep. And she really became like, I thought personally that that was gonna be the end of their that was gonna be the end of their agency. I thought her coming back would be the end of their agency. She literally only stayed there for like a month and a half or so, and they had another huge issue. He was like, I got her on the string. She's gonna do what I say do and do this and do this and that. He literally, here's one example of how I knew it wasn't gonna work. He said, she's gonna do what I say. She's not my wife anymore. She works for me now. She's gonna do what I say, and it's my way or no way. And if she steps across the line one time, she steps a pinky toe across the line, that's it for her. That's it for her, her contract, and her career. And I said, okay, if you say so. He told me that on a Sunday. Monday, she put herself back into the group. And he was like, oh, I didn't mean for her to put herself back into the group. I told her I was going to do it, but she decided to go ahead and do it herself. I told her I was going to do it later in the week. And I said, that's a key example of how you don't have her under control. And he didn't do anything about that. And she continued to push and push and push. So I'm going to end the story time there. There will be no part 4. That will be the end of the story time. Did you guys see any of this coming? What did you guys think about this story time? I'm definitely going to keep doing story times. I just got different stories that I'm going to do. It'll be much shorter, not many series, not many long, stretched out things like this. Not many stories. Yeah, no part 4, Nate. I won't even keep dragging it out. But that's kind of where it can stop. But I'm gonna continue because I like doing these live streams on Tuesday. I'm gonna keep doing live streams on Tuesdays. Y'all always can feel free to come join me. There will be, yeah, no, there's no part 4. There will be another story time next week, but it won't be in pertaining to Heather, Walter, Chris. I also want to thank Emily, David, Walter for allowing me to speak about them. in an anonymous way some other times because I slipped up and said at least 3 different names in this series. Hope I don't get sued. If I did, can we get like a lot of views from this? Can we get something from this if I get attacked by Heather? Because she is the attacking type of person. You got to give a little wrap up. Are they still in Arizona? Is the agency still open? Any ideas where they are now? Oh, good point. Good point.
This is gonna
Thank
end
you,
it like
Emily.
that.
All right. Good job, Emily. Way to tell stories. You know. Wrap up. Chris got married to another girl.
Was the 19-year-old?
No. He got married to some
I was
chick.
hoping that was gonna last.
No. My sister's funny. Chris got married to another lady that he met probably like a month after they got a divorce. He met this lady a month after he got a divorce with Heather, and he married this lady the following February. Heather and Peter were engaged at Christmas time of that same year.
But I thought they weren't together.
But they're still not together, by the way. I think they then got married. I don't know because I don't follow any of them on social media.
They're probably still not together.
The agency is still there. I really want to tell you how close it was to derailing because Chris was drinking a lot. He wasn't doing any kind of work, and they threatened to take it away from him. And from what I heard, they even had somebody lined up to replace him because the agency started falling apart. When you have an agency that has 4 agency directors and you lose 3 of them in a matter of a month, that's a huge problem. The company was like literally about to shut it down because they like, you're losing control of this place. But they're still there. They're still doing fine. I assume he has a great life. I don't know much about Heather outside of that. I did know she went to some other kind of, she went to stocks and bonds or something like that, somewhere else where she could be conniving and steal from people. And Peter gained a lot of weight. So did Chris. I think that's all I can remember. Like I was saying though, oh, they are still in Arizona too. All of them are still in Arizona as far as I know. There will be more story times. Like I told you guys throughout this series, apparently I have a wild and crazy life. Explain to you guys one day why I don't drink anymore, what happened in Florida, and what caused me to not to ever drink again from Panama Beach, Panama City.
I think I know that story.
Probably not really. But in that particular story, I want to try to have the people that was involved, I want them to be in here so they can tell their side of the story, or at least one of them can tell their side of the story. Also saving people's lives from burning cars and trapped elevators.
Maybe you will realize that if you said, I'm going to just make up these names and then say their actual names, no one's going to know.
They would. I don't want to.
But that's nothing to do with them. Like, they were there. They know what happened.
I'm talking about Heather. So also, I got so many crazy stories, man. I just thought of one earlier during this thing. What was it? Oh, my first time going deep sea fishing. I got a lot of crazy story time. They will never, or not all, let me say never again, but not all of them will be series like this. Not all of them will be hour long. They might be 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes streams. Any more questions before we end this thing off? Thank you guys for being here every single week and rocking with me. This was very fun. Shout out to Deanna and Kim for encouraging me to do this. Oh, Kim, Deanna, are y'all still in here? This is important. Are y'all still in here? Hello. Are y'all still in here? I'm waiting on them. It's still 8 people here. I do want to give y'all an update. Ooh, okay. Tomorrow, there will be a live stream by me. I'm so regretful for this. There will be a live stream tomorrow that includes a certain package that I received from Kim. I will be doing that live stream tomorrow. Very, very embarrassingly. I'm really like hate for some of my subscribers to see this, to see me like this. Nate, feel free to not show up. Thank you. Tomorrow I will do this live stream. When I get off work, I'm gonna come straight home. Hopefully I can have this set up before I leave, and or somebody can set it up, and we're gonna get this thing popping tomorrow. Deanna, I get off right now here at my time it's 8:30. Uh Nate is funny. I I get off on Tuesdays at about we close at
Wednesday?
7. I mean Wednesdays. I close at 7 o'clock. I get off at about 7:30. About 7:15, 8 o'clock. It's gonna be a kind of late one. But I don't know how long it's gonna last. I honestly I have no idea how long the stream is gonna last. I have done zero preparation. And I purposely have done zero preparation for this. I haven't even opened the box, Kim. I haven't even opened the box that you sent it in. I'm going to open the box on camera. I'm going to open this product on camera, and we're gonna do a live stream of this. Shout out to you guys in the wig community. Shout out to you guys, the ladies over there, and all the beauty channels. I love you guys. Thank you for the support. No prepared. I'm I'm prepared to like I'm prepared at like the level of I've seen a ton of y'all videos. So I want to like this to be the most authentic, beginner friendly video as possible. I got very basic knowledge. And I kind of think, and the reason why I don't want to do any kind of preparation is because I really have the arrogance that I can pull this off. I really think I can do this. Kim, I watched enough videos. I can nail this. I promise you. So y'all make sure we fill up this live stream tomorrow, this random live stream tomorrow, with everybody in the community watching. Because I'm only doing this one time, I think. Because it could also be very funny. Oh no, you don't. I got my girl. I've been watching videos. I got talking points. Don't you worry, Kim. I'm gonna do y'all proud. I got this. All right. So I'm so regretting this, but I'm a man of my word, though. I know some points. I know all the points. I don't want to give it away on this stream, but I know all the points. I'll DM y'all the points. Matter of fact. Bet. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow morning, Deanna and Kim, I'm gonna DM both of y'all. That's it. I'm gonna DM both of y'all all the points that I know I gotta hit on. How about that? And if I miss anything, y'all can include them. But promise me that y'all are gonna get everybody in the chat. Everybody. I want to see Miss Chrissy here. We need to see Creole. We need to see I'm trying to think of everybody's name. Ifa K. We gotta get everybody in this stream. Let me see who else. Who is Trent? Hold on. All right. Yes, Camara. Yes. Everybody. Let me look at my phone and see who all we need up in here tomorrow. All my family. Yes, Silky Sacks, Camara. It's your girl Bree, Chrissy, Kim, Candy, Ida, Queenda. Yes, Ifa K. Yes. We need everybody in here. Everybody. So, this is a random pop in one for me tomorrow. I'm looking forward to having fun with it. Y'all. I know you will. Y'all think, man, I'm saying like this. Y'all think I'm the king now. Wait until tomorrow. Woo! Go set this thing on fire, baby. Thank you. Thank you guys so much, though. Seriously, tomorrow we're going to have fun. I'm no longer under the weather. Post it on your IG and I will. Unfortunately, I will. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I love this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the story times. I'm gonna keep them coming because apparently, like I said, I got a lot of crazy stories in my life. I'm just gonna tell real life stories, things that really legitimately happen. So again, I appreciate y'all, and I'm getting out of here unless y'all got more questions. But I ain't fooling with Kim and Deanna no more. Tomorrow, ladies, tomorrow. I will say this. When I made that promise, I didn't necessarily think somebody was going to take me up on it, but I did think my wife is going to be so disappointed. She's going to be so annoyed. And then when the box arrived, she was like, I'm so excited about this. She was like, I cannot wait to see this. She was like, this is going to be so funny to me. And now I'm sitting here like, oh, gosh. So pressure on. We will have fun tomorrow. Tomorrow in the IG post, it'll be something like surprise, what's inside this box type of thing. So love you guys. Peace out. See you later. Good night.